Hey guys, I'm ChristopherJMUA. This is in collaboration with Laura Lee's niece, Erin Weaver, and it seems like it was almost inspired by that cute, youthful, modern, bright pops of color kind of vibe, and I am so ecstatic to jump into this. So if you'd like to see the palette, the swatches, if you'd like to know some information on the palette, as well as my initial first impressions, then stay exactly where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching. So here's the unit carton for the palette itself. Shows Candy Skies on the front in the embossed candy letters. Looks just like Candyland to me. And I ordered this palette directly from LauraLeeLosAngeles.com. It was $45 and it also came with a free makeup sponge as well. And before I take the actual palette out, the back of the unit carton has a little note from Laura Lee to Erin on the top. It's a beautiful note. I think it's very heartfelt, means a lot. Then it's got the ingredients on the bottom as well as some social media links that are really hard to see because it's like silver and reflective. Now let's take the actual palette out and see what she looks like. Okay, so just like the unit carton, looks like an exact duplication, except on the back, it doesn't have the little note at the top. It just has the social media links and some information about the palette at the bottom. And now let's see what it looks like on the inside. Oh yes, so bright, so colorful, so beautiful. We got some gorgeous pastel tones in there. Definitely candy vibes. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in and we're gonna get started on swatches. The first shade is the shade Marshmallow. Macaron. Pink Strawberry. Peach Ring. Sunset. Mint Chip. Sky Blue. Mixed Berry. E-Bug. Sugar Mama. Roasted Caramel. Cloudy. Pistachio. And Blue Raspberry. And there we have all the swatches from the Laura Lee Los Angeles Candy Skies color palette. As always, I will insert photos of the swatches, one with flash here, and one without flash here. And here's a video close-up so you can see everything super detailed and close-up. Those swatches were so beautiful. Now I did begin by priming my eyes with my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base in the shade White. That way I can get all of these bright colors to really pop even more. And I did want to point out before I actually got started on a look that this palette is organized in such a fun way. I look at this and I see a look here, a look here, a look here, one here, one here. So it's like every quad in here is its own little perfect look. So to begin, I'm gonna take the Morphe M573, pretty large pointed fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go in with Peach Ring right here, and that's gonna go on the inner corner crease area. Oh, that's pretty. It literally looks like a peach ring. Hence why it was probably named that. Wow. 2 dips into that pan, and that's what I get. That is solid. I know this white base is helping, but this peach is super pigmented. This is building up flawlessly. I love this so far. Next, I'm gonna use this BH Cosmetics number 8 brush. This is from the Take Me Back to Brazil Rio brush set, or maybe just the regular one. And I'm gonna take this roasted caramel shade, the one right below the peach ring here, and I'm gonna start deepening up the outer portion of the crease, starting with the outermost portion of the crease. I'm just gonna build this up within the crease and then pull it all the way up into the orange, or peachy orange. This one seems to be taking a little bit longer to build up than that peach one did, which is kind of surprising because the peach shade is such a pastel type of shade. I figured it was gonna take a lot to build up, but ironically enough, the darker one is taking a little bit longer. It is still definitely building up to what it is in the pan though. It's not like it's not opaque and potent. It just takes a little more work is all. At this point, I've essentially gotten everything in the crease applied that I want applied, aside from the shade Marshmallow. So I'm gonna take this ColourPop E25 brush and use Marshmallow here. And it's gonna go both on the inner corner of the crease and the top of the brow bone. However, I'm also gonna take the Morphe M573 brush I use in peach rings and continue peach rings out on the top of the dark orange and then put the white on top of that and then blend it out. Just so it just has kind of a little accent of peach, but it's not too much. I just wanna keep the crease really soft, you know, pillowy, if you will. You know, that white isn't super opaque and pigmented. It doesn't seem like it really comes off as one of those really hearty whites, but I actually sort of prefer that with this kind of look because it just lets me know I'm gonna be able to really get a soft blend. Hopefully. We're about to find out now, so we'll see, I guess. See, and now that I have that orange put along the border of the dark orange, I can go in with this Morphe M441 really giant fluffy brush and just lightly go over from the inner portion of the crease all the way out to the outer portion of the crease and just use some circular motions, really buff it in there, and we should get a nice soft solid blend. Now, using my Sigma E62 brush and my clean canvas eye base in the shade white yet again, I'm gonna cut my crease. I'm gonna do that off camera though, just so we can save some time. I'm just gonna do a standard little bloop kind of cut and I'll be right back. Now that the crease is cut, I have got to get into this shade right here called Pistachio, this beautiful green. I'm gonna use my Lunar Beauty LBE4 brush. It's a pointed flat brush, so it's perfect for that inner corner. And I'm gonna try and pick up Pistachio with this brush and see if it'll lay down. Oh, yes ma'am, she does lay down. Oh, that is a beautiful shade. Ooh, oh yeah. That is so good. Ooh, I feel like I'm missing one shade though. A white shimmer shade. Like just a plain white topper sort of shade. I feel like that would be perfect in this palette. Maybe even if the matte white was changed to a metallic white, I think that would be good. And now I'm gonna use the Laura Lee Los Angeles L17 brush, I think. Yes, L17 brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Blue Raspberry. This is the shade that I've needed to go into since I opened this palette. It is everything and a bag of chips. What kind of chips? You be the judge. For me, it's nacho cheese Doritos. Mainly because they nachos. Okay, let's go in with Blue Raspberry. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, thank you, Laura Lee. And Aaron, thank you guys for making this blue. And then as a last touch on this outer edge here, how there's kind of this disconnect, I'm gonna see if I can take the BH Cosmetics number 8 brush and go back into that roasted caramel shade and take just the tiniest bit of that and put it in this outer crease and on top of the blue, and then just use some little circular motions to try and blend it, and maybe the orange and the blue will mix together to make just a dark brown or a dark purple. Either one, I don't care. As long as it makes something deep that will kind of add a little bit of depth on this outer edge without me having to dip into another shade. Don't you just love it when things kind of work out the way you plan? It's wonderful. Oh, that's so pretty. Very candy. Now that I've gotten the outer edges blended in, looking somewhat cohesive-ish, I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera, clean up the shadow under my eyes, make sure that everything's all nice and tidy, go ahead and get my face makeup done, and then come back and finish off the lower lash line. Okay, ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between, let's finish off the lower lash line. I am gonna start with this Morphe E18 brush, Sugar Mama shade, the hot pink right here. And I'm gonna take just a little bit of that, and starting on the lower lash line on the outer corner, I'm gonna start pulling that inward just a little bit. And I'm only going to take this about halfway inward so I can use another shade on the inner portion. Then last, I'm going to use the Lunar Beauty LBE6 brush, and I'm going to go with Pink Strawberry, mainly because it has all these tiny little flecks of like baby pink glitter. And I'm going to put that on the inner portion on the lower lash line. Aww. Well, that's a little disappointing. The glitter didn't actually show up, but it's okay, because at least the pink did. Although, it looks like it's exactly the same pink. To me, does it look like it's the same pink to you guys that I took from the outer portion to the inner portion? It looks like literally the same shade when I'm looking in the mirror. You know what? Since those both kind of look like the same kind of pink anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just take this Morphe 573 brush again that I use in the shade Peach Ring, and take a little bit of Peach Ring since it's only on half of the brush. Flip the brush where the pigment side is facing up and just scoop along that lower edge of the lower lash line just to make the blend out from pink to my skin tone slightly orangey. Give it sort of that melony peachy hue. Melony. That way it just gives it a little bit of something extra since the two pinks aren't very different. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so now give me just a second. I'm gonna go off camera and put on my MAC Magic Extension Mascara on my lower lashes as well, and then I'll be right back with my final thoughts on the Laura Lee Los Angeles x Erin Weaver Candy Skies Eyeshadow Palette. Lower lashes are looking fly, and this is the entire look completed. So what do you guys think? Aside from the transfer of this new mascara that I'm trying, I completely love the look. Now at first to me, based on the price of this palette, I kind of thought it was a little pricey originally, but then again, whenever I saw the shades of this online, the size of the whole palette looked a lot smaller to me, and also the shades that were within the palette, I assumed because they were so bright and so pastel-y that we were going to be running into the whole none of these shades will build up on my eye kind of problem, and I never ran into that, not once. The shimmers were opaque. They picked up with a flat brush. They weren't those kind that smoothed out that you had to chunk up first. All of the mattes blended out beautifully and built up so pigmented. So even though I do still think the palette is a little pricey, it's a little high, I would definitely say that I think it's worth that price. The shades that are in this palette to me are the epitome of candy, lollipops, sugary rainbow gay fun, and I love it. I'm just so glad that the pigment built up quickly, because I'm telling you, I was so afraid that this was going to be one of those pastel kind of palettes that you just can't do anything with. And I was so afraid it was going to be a waste of money, but it definitely was not. So, Laura Lee, Erin Weaver, thank you so much for this palette, for creating this palette, and giving me the opportunity to purchase it. Because I feel like I'm going to be using some of these quads, some of these trios, some of these duos quite frequently. I just wish there was a white shimmer. That's all I need, and this would be a perfect palette for me for those bright, springy looks. Anyway, guys, that is enough from me. I want to know what you guys think, though. What do you think about this palette? I know this also came with 2 glosses as well for the collection, and of course the makeup sponge, which, P.S., this makeup sponge is perfect for under eye concealer. This is like a new regular sponge for me. I like that thing. But what do you guys think about it? What are your opinions? Let me know in the comments. You guys know I always love to hang out down there with you, and I'm always curious of your opinion, so let's talk about it. If you enjoyed this video, it would mean so much to me if you wanted to just click that little thumbs up button right down there. You know, it just lets me know that you enjoyed my video, that you enjoy my content. It also lets others see that you enjoy my content, and it helps me understand what type of videos you guys enjoy. Also, if you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. And if you gain nothing out of this video, if you gain nothing out of any of my videos, then please at least gain this. And that is to always remember and to never forget that you are absolutely beautiful. And I love you guys. Bye.